Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Art Life YouTube channel. If you don't know yet, my name's Mrs. B and I'm an art teacher from Melbourne, Australia. And I've put together a whole bunch of art lessons for you to do at home. They're for kids, they're for adults, they're for families to do together. So I hope you go through and have a look and enjoy some art at home. If you haven't already, please go to the Art Life Art Lessons Facebook page. So please feel free to follow me there and post any photos of some cool stuff that you've been doing. So today, for this colour mixing task with learning about value and tone, we need different colours of acrylic paint. I'm just using a big variety, so whatever you have at home, but you definitely do need some white. I'm going to be teaching you about different values of colour, and you need white to mix in with your colours. You'll need a brush to paint with, some paper and some masking tape. Let's get started. Today I'm going to be working on a black piece of paper. I love how colour really pops from a black background, so I want to demonstrate that to you today. But if all you have is white, that's perfectly fine as well. The first thing I'm doing is just bordering the sides of my artwork with some tape. I'm using painting tape, which is perfect for this task because it doesn't damage the paper, as you can see. However, if you only have normal masking tape, that's fine. You can also use sticky tape, but you need to be really careful when putting it onto the paper because it can rip when you take it off. So bordering the sides is just optional, but it gives stability to the work. It's sticking it down to the table, but also it gives it a nice clean edge. Now, the next thing we're going to do is actually create different sections within our piece of paper here. You can do it very geometrically in that you can use horizontal and vertical lines if you like. Otherwise, you could do diagonal and make it a little bit more crisscrossy and random. Today, I'm going to have a go at doing horizontal and vertical lines because Pierre Mondrian, who was an abstract artist, used horizontal and vertical lines within his artworks over and over and over again. And it made his work look really structured and really fantastic. So I'm taking influence from that today. So notice trying to put them parallel. And then within my vertical lines, I'm putting smaller horizontal lines, and notice how it's creating different size rectangles and squares. There, I think Pierre Mondrian would be pleased with that. So I've created 9 different sections, and today I'm going to be mixing a whole lot of different colours, like these ones here, and then filling each space. Now, I'm not just filling with a plain flat colour. I'm going to mix that colour with white and show you what happens when you change the value or the tone of a colour by adding a lighter colour. So you're not actually changing the colour itself. For example, I'll start with my purple. So I've placed some purple and a bit of white here. I'm just going to start off with this rectangle. I'm going to start just by painting the colour that comes out of the tube in a nice straight side to side sort of motion. Now what I'm going to do is add a tiny little bit of white. What you might notice is that the colour is getting lighter. I'm going to add a little bit more white to that. And the colour's getting even lighter again. What I'm doing at the moment is changing the value of my colour, not changing the colour, it's still purple. But in adding different amounts of white, I'm showing the different values that can be created. There. Now I'm going to repeat that process with all the different colours I have. You can repeat colours as well. I might do a bit more purple there, but whenever I'm filling in a rectangle or a square, I'm changing the value by adding little bits of white as I go. Next I'll go with orange. Excuse me. Clean your brush very, very thoroughly. I don't want the purple to mix with the orange. And I'm going to do the orange here, painting the exact colour that comes out of the tube for a little bit, side to side, so it's nice and neat, right to the edges. Now let's change its value. Could also say it's changing its tone. Now notice when I'm painting, I'm sort of going back over the other section. That helps the colours to blend together. Adding more and more white as I get down, making my tone or my value even lighter. And by the end, you might even just choose to paint with just white. There. I'm working on a fairly small piece of paper. It's an A4 size piece of paper and you barely need any paint at all for this, but you might choose to do your artwork on a canvas or on a larger scale. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Back over and then down. If you do try this activity, please make sure that you post it onto Facebook and tag @ArtLife Art Lessons, because I'd love to see your result, and I'd also love to post it onto my page if that's all right with you. So please make sure you tag me so I can see what you've been doing at home. Now, what you might notice now is that my red, when white is added, it's turning into pink. So really, pink is just a lighter tone of red. Essentially, pink and red are the same color. Mind blown. For all the art teachers out there, this is a really great introduction to not only color mixing, but to value and recognizing the lightness and darkness of a color. So feel free to use this task if you're introducing that art element to your class. There. Now that didn't take too long at all, and it will look absolutely fantastic, as you can see here, once we start to pull off the masking tape. But I'm just going to let my paint set for a few minutes just to make sure that it dries nicely before taking off the masking tape. Time to reveal. This is the fun part, but you also need to be extremely careful because we don't want to tear the paper. can see it's actually starting to tear a little bit here, and that's actually using painter's tape. So, oh dear, it happens. So cool.
Just a reminder to subscribe below because I'm posting at least 2 videos per week for you to have some fun ideas to do some art. Now also please remember that I have an Instagram and a Facebook account which you can also follow and share some awesome photos of the stuff you've been doing.